Dynasty Warriors 9 is the most experimental game in the franchise we've had since 6. It's sure to prove just as divisive too, as we'll see when reviews start going live and fans finally get a copy of the sequel. Now, if you want my full thoughts on Dynasty Warriors 9, then please go ahead and check out my video review. In the meantime, here's a quick rundown of 6 new features making their way into the game. First off, let's start with a biggie, DW9's open world setting. While nowhere near as rich or varied as other open worlds seen in games like Assassin's Creed, The Witcher or The Elder Scrolls, the scale is definitely there. Instead of being self-contained as individual stages played one after the next, Omega Force has stitched together all the key battles of the Three Kingdoms era, spreading them across a huge map that represents the entirety of China. It's an experimental new approach, and one that turns the flashpoint pitched battles of past games into something that feels more like an actual war fought between two sides. You can always aim straight for the jugular if you wish, clearing a path to the enemy base and killing their commander in no time at all. It's a viable, time-saving strategy, though one that feels a bit cheap and not entirely satisfying. The open world activities in Dynasty Warriors 9 are fairly limited, though Omega Force does try and encourage players to explore, sprinkling the map with collectibles, landmarks and other points of interest. Around each main objective is a network of smaller tasks. Although they're all pretty much identical, capture this base, kill this general, they help fill in parts of the story while contributing towards your overall war effort. Aside from horses, other animals have featured throughout the Dynasty Warriors series as units, mounts and even bodyguards. Reaching the jungle-like Nanman region in each game has always been somewhat of a highlight, featuring exotic animals such as tigers and elephants. In Dynasty Warriors 9 they play a bigger role, with hunting being one of the side activities you can take part in while exploring its open world. In truth, there's nothing terribly dynamic about the hunting in this game. From time to time you'll come across deer, wolves, bears and other animals that can be fought using melee or ranged weapons. Hunting is purely optional, though you'll need pelts, claws and other materials to create new weapons and equipment. For each animal you've killed you'll also earn a unique currency that can be spent on special items from vendors. Now, in a game focused on epic battles, where players often find themselves outnumbered 1,000 to 1, the thought of adding a stealth mechanic seems pretty crazy, right? By hitting the triangle or Y button with your weapon sheath, you can skirt around enemy patrols and unleash ambush attacks on unsuspecting officers. Beyond hunting and the occasional story mission that demands a stealthy approach, its uses are severely limited. Next up we have climbing. Now, over the years Dynasty Warriors has introduced new ways of getting around the battlefield, tearing down invisible walls and giving players more freedom of movement. Dynasty Warriors 9 expands on this with a grappling hook, a new tool allowing characters to scale just about any vertical surface. For those who have played Omega Force's Attack on Titan, don't expect the same degree of speed or fluidity here. You won't be zipping your way through ancient China like some Han Dynasty Spider-Man. Although incredibly basic, the grappling hook does open up some tactical opportunities. Instead of defeating officers guarding a castle gate, you can simply hop over and bust it open from the other side. Using the double jump, which is no longer exclusive to the more agile characters, you can also hop between buildings, scouting for targets while staying out of harm's way. Again, it's hardly robust, though definitely beats the restricted character movement in past games. Another notable change in Dynasty Warriors 9 is how character progression is handled. Omega Force has tried various systems in the past which have been mostly centered around weapon and item loadouts, as well as skill trees. Here we see a mixture of these elements, in a way that feels more akin to your typical action RPG. Characters will earn experience points and rank up, increasing core attributes like strength, speed and defense. Another more indirect way of tracking progress is through the game's crafting system. In past installments, the power and rarity of gear hinges on how far you are into the story. The same applies here, though these unlocks also require materials found throughout DW9's open world, as well as scrolls that are handed out upon completing side quests. As we got our first snippets of information about Dynasty Warriors 9, Omega Force confirmed to fans that there will be a new combat system in place. While certainly different, it won't feel that unfamiliar for returning players. In a nutshell, your combo pattern and animations will change depending on the stance of your target opponent, whether they're standing, being juggled in the air, or have been knocked to the ground. It's adaptive and definitely adds a little flair. Pressing a face button while holding down the L1 or LT button will turn your basic actions into trigger attacks. Each character has 4, one being a special move with the other 3 used to stun enemies, knock them down or lift them into the air. By initiating a trigger attack, you can then follow up with a state combo chain. Dynasty Warriors 9 also features reactive attacks. During battles, you'll see a triangle or Y button prompt appear from time to time, signalling opportunities such as a guard break, dash attack or finishing move. Again, these help diversify combat, keeping that flow as you weave between pockets of enemies without losing momentum. There's a lot more to Dynasty Warriors 9 that I haven't touched on just yet. For a general overview of how the game holds up, be sure to keep an eye out for my video review. Please like, subscribe and share if you found this video useful. This is my first crack at making a proper YouTube video, so if there's anything you liked or disliked, then please be sure to leave a comment below. Hopefully the next video isn't too far away, so until then it's bye from me.